Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew, the movie over here. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to I want to review one of the movies that I haven't reviewed yet, that I haven't used yet. So now I'm finally going to get to. So next up is my review for Blair Witch 2. And this movie is awful. Ugh. Movie is a piece of shit. Blair Witch 2. I don't think I've ruined it, but Blair Witch 2 sucks. This movie is a piece of shit. Why make a sequel that isn't even a sequel at all? It feels more of like a documentary. Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. There's no Book of Shadows in this movie. This movie is one of the worst horror sequels I've ever seen. And I was like a month when this movie came out in 2000. It came out in like October 27, 2000. A year after the first Blair Witch film, or the original Blair Witch film. Because when it opens up, people are talking about how great the first Blair Witch film was, how it was so scary, and it was scary. And, you know how the first film was one of the most successful independent horror films of all time? Yeah, I don't even think this film did that well. The new film didn't even do that well either. But I can say the new film is a masterpiece compared to this piece of ass. So you got a bunch of teenagers who are fans of the original Blair Witch film, and they go to the woods where they spun Blair Witch, and they notice that they're being like hypnotized, or I don't know, some shit like that. And there's just dream sequences that really do not make any sense. And throughout the film, you got pretty bad teenage acting here and there, and a bland story, a ridiculous as hell concept. Book of Shadows. Why is it called Book of Shadows? What Book of Shadows? There's no Book of Shadows in this movie. And, yeah, and they say, oh, there's a tree here. Uh, th- 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 but, you know, they just, this tree wasn't here before. If this is a sequel, why did they mention the first film so much in this movie? They mention the movie. They say the Blair Witch movie. Is this a sequel or a documentary? What what kind of sequel is this? What kind of a sequel is where you talk about? Is that supposed to be real life? Is this based on true story or some shit? No, it is not. But really, they just do some of the dumbest things. Like they watch some boring ass footage from stuff that doesn't even look like they happen. How is it that a camera can record what's happening in their minds? I really don't get that. What is there? And really, they're just stupid sex sequences that happen just like death sequences in dream sequences. Most of the terror and the violence come from the dream sequences. And for a sequel to a found footage film, 10 Cloverfield Lane knew how to do that. And it wasn't really that much of a sequel, it was more of a spin-off or something. But it took place after, well, didn't really take place, but after the events of the first 10 Cloverfield movie, but at least they knew how to do that right without having to go to the found footage level. But God, this film is just not scary. It was not scary. It was boring. Like, there are tons of good horror sequels out there. Surprisingly. Aliens does not count, though. It is more of an action film than an actual horror film. But you got so many good ones. Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. Uh, um, Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Fuck, what else? I'm trying to see. I'm trying to look at my collection. I know there are some. The Conjuring 2. Ouija 2, which was a surprise for me. And, oh, damn it, what else? I don't know, but there were some pretty damn good horror sequels out there, believe it or not. And Insidious Chapter 2 and 3 I find to be very underrated horror sequels. But seriously though, I don't understand why this movie was made. And it took place a year after the first film. I don't get it. This film makes absolutely no sense. It is a pointless movie that really doesn't know what it's trying to be, if it's a documentary or whatnot. This film gets, I don't know if I should give it a half star or 0. I don't know. Half a star, okay? I really don't care, but that is, fucking, you know what, 0. There's nothing I like about this movie. It gets a 0 out of 5. If you want to watch something that involves the Blair Witch, watch the original film. It is a 10 times better movie than this. So yeah, that is it for this video, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.